This meeting is being recorded and/or transcribed.
Call the February 9th, 2021 Board of Public Works and Safety to order. Are there any additional items we need to add to the agenda, Chris?
Nope.
See none, we will move on to the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
I will second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to resolutions, we have a request to approve a petition to the Hamilton County Drainage Board for reconstruction of the Beaver and Brooks Drain. Jason, oh, Meckie's on the line? Okay. Meckie, you want to go ahead?
Yes, good afternoon. For the record, Hatem Mecki, Assistant Director of Engineering, City of Fishers. And before you, the request to approve a petition to the Hamilton County Drainage Board to reconstruct the Beaver and Brooks. This is basically a petition to the Hamilton County Drainage Board to reconstruct an open ditch along 106 and Hoosier Road. Basically, this ditch is an open ditch, and we are petitioning the Drainage Board to convert that to an enclosed storm sewer system that would be able to receive our drainage from the future project on 106 and Hoosier roundabout there in that same area. So we, before you, we recommend the approval of this resolution, and I'm here to answer questions if you guys have.
So in all my years, I don't know that I've ever been part of a petition to the Surveyor's Board in regard to this. So is this just a formality, or is this like us asking, like, please, will you take a look at this? It's a formality. Okay. All right. I didn't know if we were, this was a plea more than a gotcha. Very well. So this is part of the Cumberland Road project? 106 and, gotcha.
The 106 and Hoosier roundabout.
Gotcha. Okay. Any other questions for Mecki?
No.
Seeing none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Jason, I'll second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Mecki. Next is a
Thank you.
request to approve a road cut for QC Communications to bore under 96th Street to install a Comcast cable.
Good afternoon, Jason. Good afternoon, Jason Taylor, Director of Engineering. Before you is a road cut, open cut, but it is actually just a core for an existing utility that is in potential conflict with the boring of the Comcast line. In the exhibit that you have in front of you, they're crossing 96th Street there at Willowview Road, and it is going north-south. So we do not have any issues. We've done this in the past. We've reviewed it and made sure that they're going to have proper MOT maintenance of traffic to ensure safety for the motorists. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
What does the MOT look like for this?
For this one, it's going to be pretty quick, so they're probably going to utilize flaggers is what they're proposing. But as we get into it, depending on the time of day, we may end up utilizing lane restrictions because there's additional lanes there.
I see.
Sorry,
Go ahead,
MOT,
Jason.
MOT,
Maintenance of traffic?
okay.
Sorry, Jason.
I didn't know that acronym,
Yeah.
sorry.
So, just asking if we're gonna have lane closures or road closures for any
It
of
won't
this?
be a road closure.
Gotcha.
We would do a lane restriction at the very most.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, is there a motion?
So moved.
I will second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Next, we have a request to approve special purchase of 2 Freightliner Class 8 truck chassis. Tabitha?
Afternoon, Tabitha Miller with Fleet Management. Requesting the board's approval to purchase 2 Freightliner SD 108 tandem axle chassis for the Department of Public Works. By using the Sourcewell purchasing group, we were able to save a substantial amount of money. Buying the pair, we should be saving $134,000 on the chassis.
Wow. So when these are fully equipped, what's the total price point on one of these now, Tabitha?
I'm still waiting on Henderson to get back with me with the complete build package, but we're going to be pushing right at 200.
Wow. Any other questions for Tabitha?
So is this replacing some old or additional for a new?
Tabitha?
Replacing 2 current trucks that are due for replacement.
Gotcha. Any other questions for Tabitha?
No.
Seeing none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
I will second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next, request to approve purchase of 2 Chevrolet 3500 HD chassis. Tabitha?
Once again, Tabitha Miller, Fleet Management, request your approval to purchase 2 3500 chassis for the Department of Public Works. It will be to replace 2 existing trucks. Dan Young-Tipton was the lowest bidder and request to purchase the trucks from them.
Any questions?
Is this one of the mayor's replacement trucks?
Nope.
or-
My truck is currently being worked on as we speak. Thank you very
Be
much.
done this afternoon, by the way. I'll bring it to you in the morning.
Excellent. All right.
We would have to surplus that thing first, too.
Yeah.
It's a worthless
keep
junk
waiting
property.
for that, and then for the surplus.
It'll be a
agenda
classic.
item.
Still doing well. Plowed snow the other night just fine. Seeing that there are no other comments or questions, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
I will second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Next is a request, thank you, Tabitha. Next is a request to approve Fisher's Park rental rates. Sarah?
Hi, Sarah Sanquist, Director of Parks and Recreation. We are opening the Maker Playground at Hub and Spoke later this spring and need to establish some room rental rates for the classrooms that are in that space, as well as the actual makerspace portion. And so for you have proposal for establishing some new rates, and also updating existing rates that haven't been updated since 2014. So there are attachments. One has basically all of the new proposed rates, and then the second one is just a comprehensive sheet of all of our existing rental rates that moving forward we will use that sheet for updates so that it's all in one place. We are also requesting approval to add in a rental rate for Ritchie Woods Nature Preserve shelter, which has never been available for rent previously. So on that sheet that's up on the screen right now is the comprehensive all of our rates, and then new proposed rates are in orange on the far right column, and then the makerspace pricing is all at the bottom. And these rates are determined by a multiplier. It's based off of capacity of the space. There was a pretty complex formula that was established back in 2004. I've adjusted that multiplier for current market rate and applied it for these rates.
Just a clarifying question, Sarah, the $170 and the $205, is that for 4 hours at a time? Is that what?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, all of our rentals are in 4-hour blocks, and then we do offer an addition, to add on an additional hour at a time. But yes, that base rate would be for 4 hours at a time.
Okay. Additional questions for Sarah?
No.
Seeing none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
I will second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you.
Our final item for this afternoon is a resolution acknowledging the execution of a certain agreement pursuant to the Emergency Management and Disaster Act. Chris?
Yeah, thank you. For the record, Chris Grice, attorney for the city of Fishers. Well, I don't know what that was. Before you here is the temporary occupancy agreement for our mass vaccination site for the Marsh Building at 116th and Brook School Road. As you may recall, at the beginning of this pandemic, when the governor issued and declared COVID as a disaster emergency, he also initiated the Indiana Emergency Management and Disaster Law, and under that law, it affords municipalities several flexibilities in terms of the continued operations of government during a time of emergency disaster. And you may recall in March of last year, we brought a resolution to the board saying that we would take advantage or abide by all of those requirements of the law so long as we brought those actions back to the board for your acknowledgement. And that's what we're doing here today. So we entered into a lease understanding that vaccinations was the next big item to chew for the health department. We entered into a lease for 6 months over at the Marsh Building, and that agreement is before you. And today we're simply just asking you to review it and to acknowledge that the city entered into it in accordance with the act and the emergency resolution which was brought forward to you. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
So to date, I believe we've vaccinated just under 3,000 people, and we're open 6 days a week there. With this new facility, we should be able to scale up to 1,600 to 2,000 people a day. Unfortunately, right now, from a vaccine capacity perspective, we're only at about 1,000 a week. So we've got a long ways to go in terms of getting there. But the good news is as we get tranches of vaccine, we can do it all in one facility and scale up pretty quickly. And DPW did a fantastic job getting everything ready to go. So,
and Jason, one of the things I left out was the majority of the cost is going to be reimbursable from either the state or federal government in the programs that we're seeking here.
Thanks, Chris. So I did have a question.
Yes.
So it's short-term, 6 month, 180 days. Can we extend it every 30 days at the same rate? Or,
We have
or is it a chunk?
an option for a 6-month renewal and an
So
additional 6 months.
6 month increments?
because to your point, Jason, I mean, at the rate we're going, we could be vaccinated for quite a while.
Yeah.
And that could be, and what we also don't know with the vaccine is how long does it last? I mean, is it every 12 months? Because then we could be back into this next spring for someone who's got it in January of this year. They'll be back at it January of next year getting another shot potentially. So, we start to think about having to do this every year.
Yeah.
That could become quite an effort to say the least. So, we'll continue to exercise whatever resources we need to.
Sure. So, Chris, in that scenario, is there a chance that they can't renew it, or as long as we show intent to renew, they're required to, or is there any language in that? I didn't read through it.
Yeah, so there's an existing lease on the property, so we're the subtenant of that lease, and we're trying to work within the parameters of that existing lease term. So we have another opportunity to extend for 6 months, then beyond that, we'd have to have further conversations with the landlord.
But the first renewal it's our purview if we.
That's correct. So we have the initial 6-month term, then we have the option for another 6-month term. Beyond that, we're gonna have to start talking about what's gonna happen at that space. So we're taking advantage of a vacant property, right, as a subtenant.
$5 a square foot. So, which is very reasonable. So is there an option to look at purchasing that, just under, worst case scenario, instead of leasing down the road?
I think that becomes a lot easier when Kroger's lease is only for a few more years, I believe, a couple more years, and then that building basically would be vacant.
Yeah.
And at that point, I think the owner would probably be more inclined or more interested in selling. Right now, he's not exceptionally motivated just because there's already a pretty good tenant paying rent in the building, but
Yep, I get
a
it.
couple of years, it could be a very different conversation.
Fair enough.
I will go ahead and make a motion to approve this. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Jason. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. If there are no other items, Chris, I will make a motion to
Scott,
adjourn.
real quick, just
Oh.
a clarification. Jason, you weren't here at the last meeting, right?
No, he was.
Do you recall?
Oh, that's right.
Oh, weren't you
That's
here?
right.
So if we can just
That's right, I
clarify,
wasn't able to make it.
so we can just clarify for the record, the original motion to approve the consent agenda is
Was
just
for
with
item
respect to
5.
item 5.
We'll table item 4. for-
Table item 4 to the next meeting.
Correct.
Lindsay, do you have that?
Okay, so should we revisit?
Yeah, if you just want to go ahead and reconfirm and make the
So
motion.
let's do this. We will, is there a motion to approve item 5?
Jason Meyer will make a motion to approve number 5 of the consent agenda.
And I will second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there a motion to table item 4?
I can make the motion.
You motion to table, yeah.
Yep.
I'll second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So that item is tabled. Anything else,
Thanks
Chris?
for the-
That's it.
Thanks for the point of order.
And I think we, did I make a motion to adjourn? I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Meeting adjourned.
This meeting